Hey, what's up YouTube's abluegolfball here today with another Pokemon TCG online video, and today I'm going to be doing a standard deck with the Eeveelutions. We are on an Eeveelution marathon, and this is going to be built around Dugtrio. Dugtrio definitely had some hype when the Eeveelutions came out because it's a stage 1, it's got a 1 retreat cost, it's 90 HP, combined with level ball. It's got some hype because of the Earthquake attack. This attack does 10 damage to each of your own bench Pokemon, but it hits for 60 for only 1 energy, and you guys all know fighting Pokemon has huge support here. Being able to add Muscle Band and Strong Energy, and perhaps if you're willing to hit your bench, you can even add Fighting Stadium. And you'll be doing a ton of damage for 1 energy. Very efficient and a ton of fun to play. Now, Dugtrio here is the Mole Pokemon and very efficient attack, but you can never doubt, you can still use Rock Tumble. It would be 1 energy, Fighting Energy, and a DCE. But the nice thing is that you won't be hitting your bench, and this attack isn't affected by resistance. So if you're facing against, Rayquaza EX, or something like that. Yeah, you can hit without resistance. That's kind of nice. We'll have 1 Shaman in here just for added consistency. Do have 1 Hawlucha here for Shining Spirit, Flying Press here. Again, resistance and weakness, it's not affected. And Flying Press can be very helpful against Pokemon EX. So, very classic Eeveelution line for Eevees, and Jolteon here as well. Ooh, not the Escape Rope. Jolteon as well as the Vaporeon and the Flareon. All with these effects. Flareon with the Flare effect. Changing Dugtrio's type to a fire type, or changing to a water type, or changing to a lightning type, giving you the flexibility of type weaknesses. And again, these Eeveelutions gives a huge viability for stage 1 Pokemon and makes them very playable at times. So definitely Flareon and Eeveelutions, Jolteon, Vaporeon, very, very powerful if used correctly. Be well partnered up with Dugtrio in this case, and well partnered up with other stage 1 Pokemon. Now, that's it for the Pokemon line. Very straightforward. Being able to attack with Dugtrio for a massive amount of damage with Strong Energy, Muscle Band, and perhaps even Fighting Stadium. That's adding another 60 to your 60 already with the Earthquake. And that's going to be 240 damage with the weakness. And that's going to be easy to knock out on Mega Rayquaza and other things too. So, there you have it. We do have Escape Rope, one of these. We have the 4 level balls, since a lot of these things are under 90 HP. We do have Professor's Letter as well as the Ultra Ball to get the Shaman EX and also discard some things to lessen our hand. VS Seeker, and then that's it for the item cards. Very light on the item cards if you see that. Only 1 Ultra Ball as well. 3 Karinas to be able to get your fighting Pokemon, mostly just for the Dugtrio, maybe the Diglett as well. And of course, even Hawlucha if you need to. Lysander and Professor Birch's Observation, 3 of these. 3 Sycamores, 2 Shaunas, and that's it. So we have the 1 Fighting Stadium, but we do have Mountain Ring here to protect our bench. No Mr. Mime in the standard format, but Mr. Mime is going to get reprinted in the next set, so you can have that in a future variation of this deck. We have Muscle Band here, as well as the Strong Energy and DCE to do the what's that attack called again? Rock Tumble, that's right. And then 2 DCs and 5 of these basic fighting energies. So that's it for the deck. Very quick analysis. Let's go ahead and see this deck in action on Pokemon TCG Online. Alright, and we're going to be playing against Stories HTC here. Whenever I think HTC, I think of the HTC's Evo. Not sure if they have a Stories line, but anyway, Stories HTC here is playing with the World Championship sleeves right there. That's kind of cool. Our opponent will get the opportunity to go first. We're going to start off with a Shaman EX. Oh, man, that's no good. Starting with the Shaman EX is, I suppose. Nothing we can do about it. So we do have level ball, 2 level balls, and ultra ball. We only play 1 Shaman in the deck, so we can't ultra ball for another Shaman. So what we're gonna do for sure is probably discard the Vaporeon. I don't think we're gonna need it. It looks like we're playing Skyfield and Bronzor here, so I'm assuming we're gonna see Mega Rayquaza at some point. We will see an ultra ball. Could be going for the Hoopa EX. Never mind. Oh, goes for the Rayquaza. You figure these decks would play Hoopa EX, but maybe my opponent still has something else up his sleeve. We see a Professor Birch's Observation. Thank goodness. Well, lucky for my opponent, he was able to flip heads. If he would have flipped tails on that, then I don't know. You figure if you figure they play at least Shamans or Hoopas, so maybe we'll still see that. I don't know. Going for that Rayquaza, it's kind of a interesting decision. Excuse me. I actually running into a little bit of a cold right now, but Oh, I just want to play. Come on, let me play Pokemon, you know? Man, I can't help it. Even though I'm sick, I must get my Pokemon TCG in for the day. We see another Bronzor here. My opponent playing Ultra Ball, and here is the Hoopa EX. My opponent is going to be able to get some more EXs out of his deck from this way. We got to wait and see. I would assume he's going to get at least another Rayquaza, maybe a Mega Rayquaza, and a Shaman. Of course, this Shaman. My opponent opted not to play for a third Pokemon. He definitely could have, but plays the Shaman, draws into a couple more cards, and now ends with a hand size of 6 and ends his turn. We have a level ball here. My opponent, I don't think my opponent played an energy drop. He played an energy drop on the Rayquaza on the right on the bench over there. And let's go ahead. We're going to get the Diglett out here. Let's get the Eevee there as well. We do have the strong energy available to us. Let's go ahead and we'll discard the Lysander. We could probably always get that later on. We could go for another Eevee in case my opponent Lysander's out the Eevee. We definitely need to get the Jolteon into play. And even at some point, we could go for the Flareon too, but we end up with 3 Sycamores. Are you kidding me? It's terrible. We could play the VS Seeker for the Shauna, and I don't really want to Sycamore this hand away. This is not good. Yeah. At the very least, we got VS Seekers, so you know that's good. We see my opponent AZ up the Bronzor, plays another Bronzor on the bench, or the one he just AZ'd up into his hand. We get it for 60 because the intensifying burn adds 50 more damage. We do get a Professor's Letter. That's kind of nice. We can play the Professor's Letter onto the Shaman. That way we can pay the retreat cost right here. Let's go for the VS Seeker. Let's grab the Shauna right there. We could have gone for the Lysander as well, but we do get the Dugtrio. We get the Flareon. Not exactly what we need right now, but we definitely need to get the the Jolteon. We do have another VS Seeker. I'm actually just going to retreat into the Flareon, let the Flareon take a hit for us, and maybe even pay another retreat cost later on. We can go ahead and play the VS Seeker in the next turn, and not play the energy drop on the strong energy, but maybe if we really need to, play a basic fighting energy on the Flareon and pay that for the retreat cost. And if we can get a Jolteon, we should be able to knock out the Rayquaza in one hit. And here is the energy drop. Oh no, my opponent's going to be able to hit us for a Dragon Pulse that will discard some cards from his hand. Or unless, do we see the Spirit Link and the Mega Rayquaza? That's the next question. Nope, that's it. We just get hit for 100. My opponent discards the Spirit Link. Oh, that's crucial. Again, we do have the VS Seeker here. Let's go with the Shauna. Do we get the Jolteon? Come on, Jolteon. Oh no, we get another Flareon. What? That's terrible. Oh, man. Do I want to play it? Oh, no. I want to save it for the Jolteon. Where is that Jolteon? We got to see. We saw Flareon so many times already, but whatever. We'll soften up this Mega Rayquaza. Definitely could have just retreated, I guess. I don't know. Tough call. We do have a Sycamore available to us. We can still play an energy drop, perhaps on the Shaman. Maybe the Shaman can be a retreat for us as well. And here is the Spirit Link. Here's the Shauna. And again, my opponent could play the Spirit Link on the Rayquaza that's active. That may have been the better choice, but I guess it does have 60 damage on it. And maybe that's why he didn't want to Mega Evolve this one, but I gotta wait and see. My opponent definitely has bench space right here because of the Skyfield. Plays down another Shaman, I believe that was, and I'm gonna wait and see. Does he play more Bronzors? Does he play more something else? I don't know. Do we see the Mega Rayquaza this turn? No, we just get hit for 100. My opponent discards another Skyfield over there as well. And we do get the Fighting Stadium. We can counter that right there. And my opponent will need to discard at least one Pokemon. And let's see who. Oh, my opponent discarded the Rayquaza. Oh my goodness, that must have been a huge misclick, discarding the Rayquaza. I think he wanted to discard the Shaman EX, but hey, we'll take it. I don't know why my opponent made that mistake, but right now we could use any mistake that we can get. So we do have an escape rope. We can go ahead and play that. We can play that and maybe escape rope into the Hawlucha. Could go for the Shaman too. The Shaman does have the retreat right there with the energy drop that we played on it. Gotta wait and see. What does my opponent bring out? Brings out the Hoopa EX. Does have a 2 retreat cost. We're gonna go ahead and just play the Hawlucha there. In the next turn, we could probably drop the strong energy on the Hawlucha and maybe hit the. Oh, never mind. My opponent brings out the Skyfield. I was expecting to keep that Fighting Stadium and be able to do that extra hit. But my opponent counters the stadium right off the bat on his turn. We see an AZ bring that up. Oh no, poor Hawlucha is going to go down. My opponent needs that Spirit Link to be able to Mega Evolve. But if we don't see that this turn, we'll have an opportunity. I'm just going to go ahead and play Sycamore, man. I'm getting sick of this. Or I could be really gutsy and go for the Professor Birch's observation. There is the Mega Rayquaza. And again, my opponent can still Mega Evolve right here. But with that 60 damage on there, even if my opponent Mega Evolved, my opponent would be sitting at around, 160 HP. We should be able to knock it out in one turn if we were able to get the Jolteon into play. So that means I gotta wait and see. Does my opponent set himself up in a position where he Mega Evolves or retreats first? Never mind. He just hits us. And let's promote the Shaman just for flexibility's sake. And hey, we got the Dugtrio. You know, I probably could just play the strong energy, but no, I'm gonna go for the Birch. And we get the Jolteon. We even get a muscle band. Let's go for the Earthquake, hitting for 180, knocking out the Rayquaza. And yeah, we do put 10 damage across the board on our side of the field, but it's only to 2 Pokemon. We have a Karina off the prizes. We're able to get the Diglett here and then maybe evolve into Dugtrio in the next turn. Also, we could be getting another level ball, maybe get some Eevees or maybe another Diglett going. My opponent promotes the Bronzor here. Huge mistake earlier, discarding that Rayquaza. With the energies and the Spirit Link. I don't know if my opponent has any more Spirit Links. He's already discarded a number of cards. We saw my opponent play the Dragon Pulse. My opponent's down to 11 cards right now. He could deck himself out at some point. Who knows? Here is the Shaman EX with an energy drop. We see the metal. Could be, no, was that metal energy drop? No, it's Metal Links. Okay, all right. So my opponent may, there's the energy drop, dropping the DCE on the Shaman. My opponent may try to do Sky Return over and over again. Maybe that could be an option for my opponent. I don't know. We see a Diglett that we can grab. Let's go ahead and just get that, and let's go and play the Muscle Man. Even play this right here. We can probably go for the Rock Tumble at some point. Let's get another Diglett out here as well. And here is the Level Ball. Could save the Level Ball. Could go for an Eevee, or could save it for another Dugtrio. I think that's what we're going to go for. And here we go. Let's just play the Diglett there. Let's go for the Earthquake again. We should be able to be okay, I believe. Hitting 100 for that Bronzor. Highly unnecessary, but might as well, right? I mean, can you imagine if we had the Flareon in play? That would hit it for 500, or not 500. Flareon 500. Hit it for 200, double that. Double that 100 damage we just did. But both our Flareons are in the discard pile already. We do have that Sacred Ash, which we can still get. But otherwise, everything's looking pretty good here. Here comes the Shaman. Can hit us for 30. That's not going to knock us out. But my opponent can still power up the Bronzor. That's kind of funny. We can see my opponent Metal Links twice onto the Bronzor and then see an energy drop. And now I would regret not having that Flareon. I kind of wish we were able to get that Flareon. And again, maybe we could dig out for that Sacred Ash and get those Flareons back into our deck. Otherwise, right now, looks like, Bronzong is getting powered up. Bronzong right now already has 2 energies from those Metal Links. And we see a Professor's Letter. That Bronzong can very well attack us for 60. We get hit for 30. Okay. So the Bronzong can definitely hit us. DCE gets landed on the Bronzong. That's kind of interesting. Again, right now, with a Muscle Band, the Shaman can actually knock us out. I definitely could, certainly I can retreat and maybe, yeah, I'll be burning a Strong Energy. I could knock out the Shaman. I'm really tempted to knock out the Shaman. But at the same time, I wanted to play, Sky Return, but, let's go for that. Shaman Knights here. We got the Muscle Band. Yeah, you know what? Let's retreat. It's really risky. My opponent's down three prizes. We're down 3 prizes. And also the Dugtrio's an easy knockout for the Bronzong, so might as well retreat that as well. Definitely, I want to get rid of that Shaman. That's an easy target. My opponent could have knocked it out with the Bronzong, and that's going to be 2 prizes right there. And then the Bronzong could do a really easy attack on any one of our Dugtrios. Think about it. If my opponent can get a Muscle Band on the Bronzong, that's a knockout on any of my Dugtrios. I only have 80 HP on the 2 right here, and the one on the left only has, 50 HP? So, easy wins for my opponent. Easy targeting right there. Got to get rid of that Shaman. Force my opponent to play and beat us by knocking out all 3 Pokemon. All 3 Dugtrios, or 2 Dugtrios and a Jolteon. Either way, this is how it's gonna roll. So we do get an energy here. So let's go ahead and play that right there. We can knock out the Shaman EX. We do have Lysander as well. We can Lysander out the Bronzongs, but why do we want to do that? So let's go ahead. We can just we do have VS Seeker. We got available to us, as well as Professor Sycamore. But as of right now, I think I could probably just go for the Earthquake and take out that Shaman. Again, the Bronzongs here can knock me out, but I mean, I got Dugtrios back here. And here we go. So that's the sad part, is I don't have any fighting energies on any of my Dugtrios on the bench, but that's okay. We didn't get any off the prizes either. I did get a Karina. All right, so here's the Bronzong. My opponent plays a Shaman EX. That's gonna be target right there. That's just Lysander bait. The next question is, do we get a fighting energy? Oh my goodness, we top deck at finding that energy. All right, my opponent made a huge mistake playing for that Shaman right there. Let's just go ahead and hit for the Rock Tumble. Big mistake. I think my opponent made 2 huge mistakes. Discarding the Rayquaza by accident. This is a huge misclick. And then also benching the Shaman. I think those are probably the biggest ones. If my opponent didn't bench that Shaman, that would not have been a Lysander bait. And too bad, in the standard format, there's no such thing as N. We were tied in prizes. Wait, no, actually, no. No, I think we were tied in prizes, right? Yeah, I'm not sure. But regardless, he probably could have played AZ. I'm not sure, but N does not exist in the standard format. Couldn't mess up my hand. I had a Lysander there. As soon as he played down that Shaman, it was GG, and that's about it for the game. So able to play a pretty convincing win, and Rayquaza EX definitely is the MVP for my opponent's side of the field, hitting us over and over again with 100 damage from that Dragon Pulse. Did discard a lot of resources there. We saw him discard Sky Field, discarded Spirit Links and stuff like that. Yeah, so Dugtrio, you are the man. Definitely hitting for that weakness. Of course, Rayquaza on them Shaman as well did have fighting resistance, but it's okay. We are able to pull off the victory, and we had our trusty Eeveelutions there. Jolteon definitely stepping up in the match. So a very delightful win, and I'm actually out of time. I want to play one more match here, but we got to see a Dugtrio Eeveelutions. We are on an Eeveelution adventure. I've been playing Eeveelutions deck, I don't know for how long now. We've had plenty of Eeveelutions decks. I just thought I'd throw this one in here. This is a bonus for today. Usually I try to have videos out Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but lots of videos this week. Eeveelutions galore. So that's it for the video. You guys take care. Have a wonderful day, and thanks so much for being a part of this channel. You guys, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do hit the subscribe button. And return subscribers, you guys are awesome. Take care. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.